So we went for a 16-week gender reveal ultrasound, and she excused herself from the room, and our OB came in and said that the baby's bladder was 3 times the size it should have been. And to him, that was an indication of some type of lower urinary tract obstruction, or LUTO.
I don't remember a lot of it because it was kind of like a truck hitting you when they told you that, this is what's going on, your child has an obstruction. I just remember the one question I asked is, am I having a boy or a girl? And then the doctor turned around saying it's a boy.
We found, the physicians, the Fetal Team at Texas Children's Pavilion for Women.
I remember it being a very tearful conversation. Obviously, you get this diagnosis and you don't know what it means and you don't know what to do, and then you get this phone call from me saying, come on in.
We met with them and they told us that the baby was under severe distress.
LUTO is essentially any obstruction of the lower urinary tract, and that in and of itself will have an incredible impact on anything upstream, such as the ureters, the kidneys, the bladder function, all of those things.
As soon as we met with the fetal surgeons, we knew that there was a new hope.
The treatment of the choice in this situation is ultrasound-guided shunt placement inside the bladder. We put a pigtail shunt that one side is inside the bladder and drain the urine from the bladder to the outside inside the amniotic sac. At this point, the baby will have a normal amount of the fluid that it will help the baby to grow the lungs and ready for the time that baby will deliver.
I remember that moment of having to make that decision, and it really was a no-brainer for us. I mean, we sat down for literally 20 seconds and got back up, opened the door for her, and she walked out and said, let's go. And then all of a sudden, we had appointments within a matter of 30, 45 minutes. We had nephrology, urology come in, talk to us. I believe a heart doctor might have came in at that point and talked to us as well, just to kind of prepare us to what was going to happen.
When you have a complex patient like Luke, you discover you have many doctors involved.
Being wheeled into the OR that day just to go through the first fetal surgery, we just didn't realize the amount of physicians that would be there. Everyone from urology, nephrology, the anesthesiologist, Jamie, I remember her being right at my head the entire time, just offering comforting words and just letting me know that I wasn't alone. And we ended up needing 2 more of those fetal surgeries to make it to 34 weeks, which we did. Whenever he was delivered and, hearing him cry for the first time, it was just beautiful, and it was a miracle. The same doctors that carried us through this journey, through the fetal surgeries, through, all of the emotions that we were feeling were there. We knew that there was a blockage somewhere along the urethral line, and it was later found by Dr. Coe that the blockage was up near the bladder. He performed the first surgery on Luke at just 4 days old, and a vesicostomy is just a tiny opening where urine can directly come out into a diaper.
Eventually he'll be ready to have his reconstructive surgery, and we have a complex reconstructive team here.
Tough.
Your fetal team nicknamed him Tough.
He has definitely lived up to that name. He thinks he's a superhero sometimes, and I believe it. I know he's mine. I know he's my hero.
I'm grateful for the doctors who saved my brother's life.
The fetal surgeons and nurses and the entire team, they gave Luke a chance at life, and we realize every day is a gift with him, and we are forever grateful.